Hello, my name is Michael Schneiders. I'm the CFO of BRAIN Biotech AG in Zwingenberg, just outside Frankfurt. In the next couple of minutes, I'd like to explain to you our 9-month results and also what BRAIN is all about. First, before we jump into the 9-month results, let me just remind you quickly what we are. So we are a biotech company in the industrial biotech space. Last fiscal year, we had around 55 million of revenues, about 400,000 adjusted EBITDA, an equity ratio around 32%, about 600 special B2B products already on the market. We hold more than 40 active patents and patent families. We have essentially 200 industrial partnerships on our service business already concluded. 310 employees, around 30 years of experience, which makes us one of the oldest biotech companies in Europe. And since 2016, we are listed stock exchange in the Prime Standard. So how do we do it? Actually, we are inspired by nature. So we look into nature essentially to find new enzymes, new proteins. And once we have discovered them, we try to optimize them for industrial use called protein engineering. Once we have found this enzyme and engineered it, we need to express it, i.e. into a microbial strain. Microbial strains are things, for example, like baker yeast, or bacterial systems, which we can use here. Therefore, use the expression technology, bring it into a strain. That strain basically becomes a workhouse of the fabrication, if you want so. We develop then the entire bioprocess, bring it into production scale, to the formulating and blend into a final product, and have a sales organization. And the full value chain you can find here within BRAIN Biotech, starting from our BioScience business, where we do the research and the custom research, to our BioProducts business, where we distribute and sell the products in the market. Today, around 20% of our business are BioScience, around 80% of our business in the BioProducts field. Give you some pictures how it all looks. So if you start here in the laboratories, just below me here in Zwingenberg, we do essentially the process design and development, the simulations in small shake flasks, up to fermenters of 1 liter to 200 liters, which you can do here on premises. Once we go into larger scale, what we call the scale-up, we go to our daughter company in Cardiff, Biocatalyst, where we can do the fermentation from 70 liters to 750 liters in the scale-up. Also try the downstream processing already in this test phase, and then go into full industrial production up to 2 times 10 cube or 10,000 liters, and do all the regular quality and manufacturing on that side. Once you manufacture the enzyme, you need to purify and clean it and test it. It is basically up to the quality standards. And all of these services we can do here at BRAIN, so that you have a seamless transition essentially from the production of a strain development to a finished enzyme product. Let me run you through some of the highlights of the 9M. First, on our products business, BioProducts, particularly the baking enzyme business has been very strong. So we're talking today about industrial bread, for example. All of them do contain enzyme for better shelf life, to have no mold in these breads, and essentially to extend the lifetime at the consumer households as well. We won successfully some new key accounts. We have been very good in active mix management, i.e. improve the margin of this business, which actually makes us very happy for the first 9 months of the year. Secondly, our beverage and starch business. We had real problems in this business the last couple of years. We have successfully turned around the unit. We are back on the growth path. We have also improved the mix here, won some very strong new key customers, and also have been EBITDA positive now in the course of the year. Again, a very strong achievement by the management team. On our food specialty business, which is basically Cardiff-based, we had some issues with commissioning our second large-scale fermenter. It's now fully up and running, so we expect significant growth to come from that into the next fiscal year. Overall, we still expect a very strong acceleration of our sales in the fourth quarter of the year, still finishing the year with growth compared to last year. On our science business, what we call TMS or custom research business, we have been facing actually a very strong Q1, but lackluster demand thereafter, which we think comes majorly out of some postponements of innovation budgets of our customers, so being a reflection of the slowdown in the economy. What do we do to counteract that? We have actually hired a new head of business development on the enzyme side of things, so the key of what we do with Dr. Eric de Vries. Very happy to have him on board, and we think he can accelerate our sales going forward again, already starting to see first successes here within the new business here. On Caribbean Genomics, which is our genome engineering capabilities, we do still continually substantially invest in the business. We have seen very good results scientifically, both on therapeutics as well as industrial purposes. And the spin-out remains our target for therapeutics, while we retain all the industrial businesses and use rights at Brain. For SolarSphere, our enzymatic debridement agent on wound care, we're now preparing phase 2B. We have successfully demonstrated safety in phase 2A. We are now looking for efficacy data on phase 2B going forward. And also, quite interestingly, we have seen some buying in this industry with some big wound care companies buying other enzymatic debridement agents, but there's clear strategic interest in the industry to develop that product. General business, strong cash on hand. Our cash position has now improved to 13 million in the quarter. We maintain strict cost discipline throughout the organization, especially important in an environment of still inflation that we have right now, basically particularly on service costs. And also we have launched our new MetXtra database, and I'll show you in a minute what that is. MetXtra is a new suite of products we have launched where BRAIN Biotech basically bundles its own enzyme technology to lead to quicker results for our customers. It starts with an in silico database, so computer-based database, where we have merged a proprietary database of BRAIN here in Zwingenberg and our daughter company BioCatalyst, with around 99.8% novel strains. So we can only get these strains in there at BRAIN Biotech. We use then AI tools to make predictions on the right enzyme detections, essentially giving our customers quicker way to market. We use structural bioinformatics for enzyme selection to, i.e., select the right enzyme with that. And if we can't find anything in nature, we again use bioinformatics and artificial intelligence to basically design our own artificial enzymes to the customer properties required. So quite exciting for us that we launched that just a week ago. Jumping into the numbers, first 9 months of the year have been flat in terms of sales. As said, we still do expect an acceleration in Q4 to finish the overall year on sales growth. If you look at the divisions, you will find that BioProducts has been very dynamic in the third quarter, growing 11.1% year on year. But BioScience, the service business, has been lackluster with minus 16%. Very pleasing. We had some very good milestone income in the BioScience segment and in the bioincubator segment. If you highlight over 1.5 million milestone being received this year out of the pharma program jointly done with Pharvaris on a compound called deucrictibant for hereditary angioedema. In Acribion Genomics, we have invested in the first 9 months of the year 2.3 million, which is less than the 2.7 million of last year, but mainly due to timing effects. We still think we will more or less invest the same as last year, around 3.3, 3.4 million for the full year, but with stronger investment essentially the fourth quarter of the year. Coming to our cash and cash position, I think a strong achievement that we really have been able to raise cash. So now we have 13 million cash on hand, up from 10 million at the 6-month stage. We have been able to execute another financing measure with Hessen Capital, bringing 5 million non-dilutive financing into the company. Paid some also back to Hessen Capital, called Hessen Capital 1, bringing 4.1 million net cash into the company. We're also working very diligently right now on further measures to bring non-dilutive capital essentially to Brain for at the end of this business year into next business year. And also I think the finance team has done an excellent job in active working capital management, receivables management, which you can see in almost a 2 million swing around in operating cash flow. Which brings me now to the guidance. We have today announced that we will lower the guidance to the lower end of our initial sales guidance range. It was originally 58 to 62 million. We're now targeting 58 million, which still would be very solid growth on the 55 million we had last year. The delta comes essentially from a second large-scale fermenter, which we have been ramping later than thought, and some weakness in the bioscience business with slippage of orders into the next year. All other guidance items remain unchanged, which is also true for our midterm guidance, which still is a very ambitious, doubling basically the company almost to 100 million of group revenues and adjusted EBITDA margin of 15%. Let me now give you some insights why we think we should invest in BRAIN Biotech. First, by investing in Brain, you're investing in sustainable growth and, as we think, the dawning age of biology. Second, with our solutions, we address some of the mega topics for a better, healthier, and more sustainable life. We actively contribute to more sustainable industrial production because we basically do enable biofabrication and therefore also the circular economy. We have an attractive portfolio of biotechnology, i.e. not a one product biotech company, but a whole portfolio of solutions and processes that makes us attractive for investors and for customers. And last but not least, we have now clearly embarked on a clear path to profitable growth. And we want to keep on that path and keep improving now, basically quarter by quarter. Our next reporting will be the 12M reporting on January the 15th, which obviously would leave quite a gap in terms of reporting and talking to our investors. Therefore, we envision right now to put a capital markets day, basically into end of November, beginning of December. We will communicate on this on due course. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any further questions, give Martina Schuster at Investor Relations or myself a call, and we're quite happy to lead you further into BRAIN Biotech. Thank you very much.
Disclaimer. As described in the legal section on our website, seat11a.com, this publication is for informational purposes only. This means it is not intended to provide you with any investment advice. Any opinion or recommendation expressed by the companies is neither given nor supported by us and should not be considered investment advice from our side. Also, remember that any opinion or recommendation expressed is subject to change without further notice. The content is obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but we do not guarantee its accuracy, completeness, or timeliness. Seat11a.com and its employees disclaim all liability for any loss that may arise in any form from any use of the information in the video, audio, and on our website. We neither express any opinion on the future value of any security or other investment vehicle, nor recommend any investment based on the information provided. Please consider the publications and our website as a platform for companies to present themselves. You need to seek financial advice from an expert regarding the accuracy and appropriateness of the material presented or recommended by the companies in the publication. As we are just considered a publisher, we may hold and trade securities in the presenting company, whether it is a listed or private company. By consuming our content, you agree to these terms and the terms in our legal section on our website.